We're all in this together. Once we know where we are, we're stars, and we see that. What's good, internet? It's your girl Breezy back for another episode of the Black Girl Baking Show. Welcome to my mama kitchen. Man, I am very warm. This is like the first warm day of spring for 2024. So I really don't want to be inside right now. I want to be outside, sitting in the sun, seeing all God's glory around me. But I'm choosing to be here today because I want to come and give you a video like I've been promising I'm gonna do every other Tuesday at 8 a.m. So therefore, here I am. Kiana's not here with me today. She has some stuff she had to do at church, so I'm on my own. On my own. Why did it end this way? Once again. Did I just jump keys? I'm pretty sure I did. That's all right. Anyway, child, I'm hungry because I haven't eaten as I usually don't on shoot days just because there's no time. I'm just, from the moment I get up, I'm just moving and grooving. I'm just going. So I'm gonna make butter pecan sweet potato waffles. Yup. I'm not gonna talk too much longer. I'm just gonna hop into it. We're gonna make it. Let's get it. Okay, so here's the skinny about this recipe. I have never made a sweet potato waffle a day in my life. That's just the truth. I'm not gonna act like I have. I haven't done it. But what I did make a few months ago was a butter pecan sweet potato cinnamon roll that I did on the news. And they loved it. There's this anchor named Matt who's from Louisiana. He took one bite and dang near went into a coma based off my butter pecan cinnamon roll. So I figured the same concept should translate pretty well to a waffle. And truth be told, waffles are much easier than cinnamon rolls. So I'm just gonna take a waffle recipe, add the sweet potato, and then do my delicious butter pecan sauce on top. We're gonna start off with some flour, 2 cups of flour. Because I saw in a video last episode, somebody said it would be nice if she said the actual measurements and not just some. And fair, I'm not mad at you about that. Truth be told though, y'all, I be forgetting how much I measure out. So when I say some or a little bit, it's because I don't remember how much I did. I have 2 cups of flour. Then I'm gonna take a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Now this brown sugar probably is a little dried up now, so I'm gonna crumble it with my hand in there so it start breaking up a little bit more. Then I'm gonna toss in 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, toss in a 1/2 cup of cornstarch. Now I know that might be a new one for some of y'all. Why are we tossing in cornstarch? What does that do? Cornstarch dries things out, and here's the thing, y'all, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but my favorite texture is crisp on the outside, soft on the inside. I like a nice light on stuff, but then I like it to sink in and soften up. That's why what you'll see in a lot of fried chicken recipes, cornstarch is in the flour portion of it because it'll dry it out and help it get nice and crispy. Thus and so, I have cornstarch here today. And here comes the flavor. I'm doing 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Whisk all that together. Break up the brown sugar bits, which I probably should have broken up a little bit more with my hands, but that's okay, we'll allow it. So whisk it together just like that, and then I'm gonna set this aside just for a moment. Now here comes the wet mixture. I'm gonna use the same whisk as I did just for the dry mixture. And I'm gonna take 2 eggs separated. There's a reason why we're separating, okay? Separate but equal works in this case. In every other instance, we're not on that. But today, separate but equal. Take 2 egg yolks. Oh, shoot. And make sure that you have your egg whites sitting on the side. Just leave them over there. Do not throw them away. You're gonna need them. Then I'm gonna take 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract because everything needs vanilla. And then we're gonna pour in our melted butter. Whisk and pour at the same time so that the butter won't solidify with the cold milk and the cold eggs. Although everything probably should be room temperature, just like as a rule of thumb with baking, just this little side taking through. We'll come back to that at some point. Oh, child, I almost forgot about our sweet potatoes. Hold on, let me push all this aside. See, this is why I need Kiana. This is why, cause I be forgetting stuff, and when she's not here, my mind goes aloof. As you can see, I've brought over my food processor because I have my nice cooked sweet potato here. I cooked it this morning Let it boil for a long time so it's nice and soft and malleable. You want to make sure your sweet potato is very soft. If you have a hard sweet potato, it won't break apart easily. It definitely won't puree up easily. And you just don't want that. So just cook it real good, okay? Dang. So I'm gonna do a nice light kind of like score through the skin of the sweet potato. And the skin should peel right off, just like that. As with every other time you want to use sweet potato, especially in a baking context when you're having to cook it, you want to get all the skin off, and hopefully that skin will get off all these stringy strings as well. Because you'll notice there's like a layer here in between the skin and the actual sweet potato. That's like, I don't know, a little membrane. It holds together pretty well. That's what holds a lot of the strings. So when you boil your sweet potato really well, the whole skin layer and that membrane in between will also come off. When you puree it, any strings that might be remaining will break all that down. It'll smooth everything right on out. It's gonna smooth it right on out for you. It's gonna be real good, okay? So you're gonna take your sweet potato, throw it in there, maybe break it up a little bit with your hands. You can see there's a few strings in there. Throw it all in there. This food processor gonna break all that right down, okay? Don't worry about it, baby. Take the lid, throw it right on, lock it down, and let it rip. Now, of course, you can just mash it. You can just mash the sweet potato if you want to. But like I said, in my experience, my professional opinion, nothing smooths out the sweet potato quite as good as just pureeing it. It makes sure that there are no lumps, no clumps. Now, I'm gonna take my pureed sweet potato, which looks just like some beautiful baby food. Oh, and I probably should measure this out. It should be about a cup, right? It looks about like a cup to me, okay? I got that good baker's art where I'm like, yeah, that looks about like a cup, so I'm just gonna throw it in. You measure it, okay? If this is new to you, you measure it out. But just don't worry about me over here. I'm gonna be good. Then I'm gonna give this a light whisk because you see it's kind of close to the top here. So it's probably a terrible idea, low-key, to do it in this. Well, something's floating in here. What is that? Let me see if I can find it again. There's something black in my liquid. And it ain't me. Okay, oh well. Bring back the flour mixture by doing the well in the center of your flour, pouring the liquid in there, and then beginning to stir from the inside out. It allows you to incorporate the liquid into the flour slowly without over mixing. So I'm gonna start just like that from the inside. You know, this looks a little stiff. Just a little stiff. I think I might add a little bit more buttermilk to this. Check it out. Like I said, I've never made this recipe, so we're all in this together, babe. We're just gonna see what happens. We're all in this together. Once we know where we are, we're stars, and we see that. Why do I still know that choreography 15 years after that movie came out? I'm gonna leave it alone for the moment. I'm deciding to just trust in the process. A little bit further up, babe, thanks. All right, it's time to play. Where is this thing in my mama's kitchen? Now, I thought it used to be over here, but cereal's there now. Maybe it's up here in this drawer? Nope. If I were my mother, where would I put my hand mixer? Lord, it's me. Oh, Lord. No, for real, this is, okay. Here. God dang it. Oh, I found it. Thank you, Jesus. She got it tucked back in the back of a drawer somewhere. How am I supposed to find that? She knows I'm trying to film a baking show here and launch my career. How dare she? Bring back your egg whites. You're going to beat them either with a hand mixer or in a stand mixer until they are stiff peaks. I'm gonna need a bigger bowl. We're just gonna pour you right into a bigger bowl, pal, because you're acting like you want to grow up too fast, trying to be a teenager and get out of this house. So here's the thing about egg whites though. When you separate your egg whites and you're trying to beat them to fluff up, well, just like with anything else, when it's cold, it wants to contract instead of swelling. And so same thing with egg whites. These have been sitting out for hours now. So the egg whites are warmer, which means they're more free to loosen up, to fluff up and get bigger. When they're cold, they won't fluff up nearly as quickly or nearly as much. So you saw how in approximately 5 seconds, the egg whites went from this high to this high. It's because they were warm. Let me finish beating these, which probably will only take another minute, if that. But here we go. When I lift these beaters up, pew, alfalfa. Bring back this mixture, plop them, hey, plop them right on in. And then we're going to do what's called folding. Now, some of you might be watching and saying, I know exactly what folding is. I'm just watching for entertainment. Shut up and make the waffles. Okay, but this isn't just about you. There's other people here as well who want to learn something. So folding is this motion that you do that kind of sounds like exactly what it is. You just scoop the batters into each other. Well, the batters and the egg whites. You're just lightly kind of doing this motion. And that is to help incorporate something that's light and fluffy like the egg whites into something that's more solid like the batter, so that you're not killing all the air in the egg whites, and it's instead incorporating it into the batter and making the whole thing lighter and fluffier. To be fair though, this recipe didn't do the whole separation of eggs and egg whites because, I don't know, it just didn't. But I know that I like my waffles a lot when I do that, and so I decided to try it out with this recipe. Okay, I'm just gonna let this rest. I'm gonna throw it up here and let it rest. Rest, baby, rest. Now in the meantime, I'm going to make the butter pecan syrup glaze topping, whatever you want to call it. All right, so first of all, you're gonna grab some pecans. I got these pecans at the Kroger, at the good old Kroger. They call them small chips. I prefer my pieces to be actually between like lightly chopped and small pieces, because lightly chopped are still too big for me. So I'm just gonna go with the small chips. It should be fine. We'll see how it turns out. But you're gonna do 3/4 cups of pecans. I'm gonna take my pecans, put them on a baking sheet, and I'm gonna throw them under the broiler for like a couple minutes. I want them to be nice and fragrant. I want to bring out all the flavors of the pecans. Dag nabbit, I toasted my pecans too toasty. Just a little bit in the center. I got impatient. I put them up on the top row, and yeah, they're a little extra toastier than I wanted, but that's okay. I'm gonna set those up here for now, and we're gonna get into the rest of the syrup. I have my little cooktop here. A 1/2 cup of butter, which is 1 stick of butter, melted down. Cause it just occurred to me, in American breakfast, there's a lot of bread. Like a lot of bread. Waffles, pancakes, French toast, biscuits, toast. Yeah, what's y'all's favorite breakfast bread? Leave it in the comments. What's your favorite breakfast bread? And also, why is there so much bread? Now that my butter has melted down, I'm gonna take brown sugar, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. Now you can also use 1/2 and 1/2. It's up to you and whatever is in your cabinets or in your refrigerator. Now once everything is mixed together, you're gonna let this mixture come to a light boil. Once it's boiling, you're gonna turn it down and let it simmer for about 5 minutes. So, or until it gets to whatever thickness you want it to be. That is your prerogative. It's gonna start bubbling any second. I gave it like a quick 10 countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full form bubbles. Am I good or what? So now I'm gonna turn it down a little bit and let it simmer for about 5 minutes, or until it becomes the thickness that I want. And for those of you who know baking or candy making or just food stuff as a whole, you'll know that this is basically a caramel. Sugar, butter, cream. That's all you need. That's also the reason why you don't want it to boil too long, because if you let it get to a certain temperature, it'll get past the point of being liquid and it'll go into the soft ball or into the hard candy point. It's some sugar stuff. It's some science. When I tell y'all baking is science, it really is. I think I'm gonna be good right there. It's only been 2 minutes, but I think I'm good with that. And I'm gonna toss in my pecans. Ooh, oh shoot. And give it a little stir. So pretty. I'm gonna set this aside and we gotta make our waffles, baby. I'm letting this warm up a little bit. I never measure at home when I'm by myself. I just eyeball it, and sometimes it's too much and it spills over the sides. If you want to be precise about it and be smart about it, you should pre-measure it a little bit. But I'm gonna fill it up maybe 3/4 of the way. I'm tired of digging, Grandpa. We're just gonna keep this going. So I think it's warm enough. Take some cooking spray, cooking spray, and make sure you spray down your waffle iron really well so that it won't stick. Now I'm gonna take this batter. Lord bless it. It's ready. Oh, that's beautiful. So now we have my butter pecan topping here. I'm gonna get a nice little dollop. And ooh-wee. I don't know how to make it cuter. I didn't think about that. I just thought taste. So there's a way to make it cuter. I'll figure it out later. But for now, me, myself, I'm gonna get into it. Lord bless it, please. It's a good waffle. No complaints there. The sweet potato is not that strong. It's just not. But I think it's faint enough to add another layer of flavor. You're like, what is that? The butter pecan sauce, immaculate. Immaculate. This is very warm. It does feel a little bit fallish, but it also just feels really hearty. Like very hearty, very tasty, very like, this is going to fill you up. You don't need 2 of these. The texture that I like kind of came across a little bit. I still think I should have added more buttermilk to the batter initially. And then when we folded in the egg whites, it would have been lighter, but overall, no complaints. This is restaurant worthy. If you put a little dollop of like cinnamon whipped cream on top, hold on. If you put a little dollop of cinnamon whipped cream on top, yep, this could win something. I don't know what. I don't know what kind of award that would be, but it could win something. Thank you so much for watching my episode of the Black Girl Baking Show. This is episode, 46. 46. Thank you for watching episode 46 of the Black Girl Baking Show and joining me in this journey of baking and learning and trying. I appreciate you for watching because I want to be a woman of my word and put out these videos consistently. I want you to be able to rely on me that every other Tuesday it's going to be a main video. And in between those every other Tuesdays, it's going to be a short clip, something interesting to see. It's going to be me talking to you. It's going to be me on the news. It's going to be me trying something out. So thank you for owning up to your side and for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share it, talk to me, I'll talk to you. That's all I got for you today. Have a blessed day. Yeah, that's it. That is it. I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.